Produced by Victoire.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Power and Glory, the podcast. I'm your co-star, the Master Emir, along with my co-star this week, ladies and gentlemen, former WWE superstar, MLW superstar. He is Paul London. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the likes and share with your friends and family. Paul, still hot topic in the news. Rampage Jackson, Raja Jackson, Knox Pro controversy. And we've yet to hear from you, the mastermind in the world of pro wrestling. Paul. You were in Australia when this took place. So,
Yeah, I was. It was brought to my attention, and I, like everybody else, was angry and kind of laughing, like out of how ridiculous this whole thing is. But yeah,
yeah. What were your thoughts on, I know Kevin Nash spoke up about this on his podcast.
loved it.
And obviously, you yourself, you train wrestlers in Southern California. You've got your school in Southern California. And so, your thoughts from a promoter, from a business standpoint, about some of the things that took place to allow this to even happen. I want to give you the floor on that.
Thanks. I mean, I'll plug my academy because it's Kayfabe Academy, and that was a very deliberate choice to call it that because kayfabe is always relevant.
Yeah.
Kayfabe is always alive. And I saw one of the marks in that incident, and I loved the Nash interview because he is as straight up as they come. I love Kevin. He was absolutely right. They're all marks. Everyone involved in this is a mark. And so for me, as a trainer, but also as somebody who was brought in by actual legends of the territory days, kayfabe is always relevant. It's always alive. Mm-hmm. So when you take a mark who's going to say kayfabe is dead, any of these like casuals, as we've said in the past, these bots, because they're in the business too.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime someone says kayfabe is dead to me, they're just flat out admitting, without saying another word, I lack the professionalism, I lack the commitment, I lack the drive, I lack the heart, I lack the passion, I lack the talent, I lack all of this stuff that goes into what makes kayfabe what it is,
right? Which
is this massive veil that goes across their eyes, and they don't even know it.
Yeah,
it's like a mist that surrounds them that they don't even realize they're in.
Yeah,
and that's part of the magic. And so when I hear, "Oh, kayfabe is dead, bitches," with my broke back cowboy hat, when I hear that, I laugh because I'm just like, wow, thankfully, thank goodness, finally this person revealed their true colors and let everybody see what I've sensed from all along. Yeah. But you hear that a lot in the younger kids that are doing the pretend wrestling is, kayfabe's dead. That's why we hop on Twitter and suck each other off after a big feud blow off match. It's like,
oh yeah,
the blow on is after that match. That's where the blow off actually happens on each other. And it's embarrassing. Yeah. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting because people are like, no, I guess wrestling is what this is now. Mm-hmm. And it's not. And so when I look at that incident, first I see a bunch of opportunists is what I see. And you're going to get more of an opportunist when you're dealing with marks. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what that was, because one mark saw another guy who was a mark for his own dad And I can say this flat out: Rampage Jackson is a fucking idiot.
Okay.
That guy
Right
has
there.
to be one of the biggest idiot marks for themselves I've ever caught the displeasure of witnessing and listening to this guy speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not claiming to be any kind of genius or intelligent or whatever, but this guy is an absolute problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Big
not
time.
just from an ego standpoint, but I mean, what a horrible father
Yeah.
too. So he has created this. I guess I should say, he's spawned off this uh, kid who was probably an accident.
Mhm.
I don't know if it took place in Germany or something, right? Because
Mhm.
I was catching glimpses of some interview where before all this happened, where Raja was talking about how his dad farted in his face on his 7th birthday and
Yeah.
thought it was hilarious. And of course, Rampage like, oh, I would never do that. I would never fart in
Yeah.
your face. Oh, come on. And he's like, I remember like it was yesterday. I could still smell it. Like
Yeah.
you could tell this traumatized this kid
Yeah. Yeah.
at 7, right? And he's like, "Well, I brought you back from Germany. You live with me or something." And he says, I don't know. I'm not like a
Yeah.
big UFC guy. I don't really care.
Right.
And most of these guys just look like glorified frat guys.
Yeah.
So it does nothing for me. But the more I hear a lot of these guys talk, I'm just like, oh my, this person's delusional.
Well, I
So
saw
then
Paul.
well, then when he's talking about how he doesn't talk to his kid because his
Right.
kid dishonored his name,
Right. Yeah.
dishonored his brand. I
All
was like,
about him.
what are you, a samurai?
Yeah.
Like you dishonored the name. You are banished from the village. Like, what? Get out of here.
Yeah. He's
This
like
is
this.
Mortal Kombat. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. He's terrible though, Paul. I saw a video with Rampage Jackson and Raja. They were in Costco and a little kid taps him on the shoulder. Did you see that?
no,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not they're allowed into Costco.
Yeah, well, so the little kid taps him on the shoulder to ask him for an autograph. And Rampage just turns around and says, hey, boy, do you like it when people tap you on the shoulder? Like, this is a fan. Like, he starts chastising this guy. He's
He's
awful,
an
man.
idiot. He's awful. He's
Yeah,
awful. So
yeah,
like, he's at the core of the problem because
yeah.
I'm sure who started on Kick or whatever that stupid streaming site
His
is. Do
dad,
you think
his dad,
Raja?
his
Do you
dad,
think
Rampage.
do you
Rampage.
think Rampage was like, "Hey, son, here's a way to make some income
Yeah.
off of us just being idiots. What
Yeah.
do you say you do one too?" You don't
Yeah.
think it was the younger, dumber, or they're equally as stupid
Yeah.
son who's like, "Hey, Dad, this is what other young kids do.
Yeah.
Kick. You should do it to promote your stupidity and show everyone how dumb of an absent father you are."
Right.
Like, because like obviously everyone's seen the video where he's like, I got 4 kids or 8 kids from like 10 moms. And,
Probably, yeah.
I know that the Asian ones are going to school or college, but for my kids that I know aren't going to college, I've already set aside their bail money. It's like their bail money.
Right.
I'm like, way to aspire for your children,
Yeah.
Rampage. Way
Yeah.
to give them a real positive outlook.
Yeah.
Way to give them some dreams to shoot for.
Yeah.
So that guy should have been forced to have a vasectomy when he was like 14,
Yeah.
or 10.
Yeah.
If anyone should have had forced, gender reversal surgery, it was Rampage. You know what I mean?
That would stop the problem right there.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
still. It should be done on Raja too, which the name alone is questionable.
yeah.
But I just saw kind of exactly what Nash described, just marks everywhere from the marking out for his supposed friend's dad,
Yeah.
which how can you mark out for that guy? If you're marking out for Rampage
Yeah.
Jackson, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Something's off.
yeah,
You're already
like,
friggin' at a loss.
like, you must be a Kardashian fan.
Yeah.
Um, and so I saw that. I saw, the black Benoit bead pearl or whatever that guy.
Black Pearl. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it so shiny? what orifice did it just get removed from that it's so shiny? Why
Mm.
is this pearl so shiny? No, if I have to hear Oos one more time
Yeah.
in my life, it'll be 1,000 times too many already.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just saw a bunch of opportunists.
Mhm.
I did see the kid. He seemed in friendly spirits when he was going over and like, oh yeah, I remember you. I hated you. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay. I guess he gets pro wrestling to a degree that it's like these people are, especially these people at Knox Pro, are pretending to be these characters. I think I saw like a baseball player or something, like looked like he was like a Warriors mark, like from the movie. It was just this cast of people who looked like they work at the haunted fair,
Mhm.
like the haunted house, and they were all kind of on their break. I saw the guy, who got pummeled,
Psycho Stu. Yeah.
drinking and with a beer belly. And I didn't even know who. I thought he was like a crew guy. I thought he was the truck guy that drove the ring. Or I don't know who
Right.
any of these people are.
Yeah.
And and then I see the thing with he hit him with the beer. First, I keep seeing all these casuals, these marks,
Mhm.
who are like, well, it was a prop beer can. Where do you get a prop beer can? Do you go to the prop
Yeah.
store that supplies the props to Hollywood? Do you guys have any of those prop beer cans? Well, yeah, here you go. Oh, this is just an empty beer can with a little bit of like slug at the bottom, like with some slush,
Yeah.
like some water just for sound effect. Okay, it's a real big, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think? We just would like spend money to create a cheap, crappy looking beer can
Yeah.
and then call that a, there's no prop beer
No.
can.
No.
This
There's not.
guy's drinking beer. He's half done with this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but another opportunist because he's like, oh, who's this guy? He's got camera on him. Must be somebody. I'm gonna go interject
But
myself.
Paul, do you think that comes from the top down? Because
Yes,
obviously he had to
yes,
learn this. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Rikishi's an idiot because he put that other guy in charge, which family ties, big surprise.
Mhm.
Um, who's ever heard of these people? Who's ever heard of Black Pearl? Who's ever heard of any of these people? The only person anyone would think of is Rikishi
Mhm.
because they're like, oh, I remember that guy. He's like the big fat guy who just like sticks his ass in people's faces and does a dance
Yeah.
at the end. It was like I asked my students like, I'm just asking on my own, like, name me a Rikishi match that you remember.
Yeah.
You can remember moments. Oh, he fell off a cage and into a truck, or the dance.
To be
And
honest, Paul, to be honest, my only real memories of Rikishi was as Fatu of the Head Shrinkers. That was his greatest work, in my opinion. That's it.
you weren't a fan of the Sultan.
No, the
Ah!
Sultan. Come on,
Uh,
Paul, the Sultan.
Come on. But no, that's just something that's very important to me was
Yeah.
as I was growing up and I was learning about wrestling and I ordered this book out of the mags as like a mark because it was like how to be a pro wrestler. That little $15 book did so much for me because when it got to wrestling schools, it said if they couldn't make a star out of themselves, what do you expect them to do with you?
Right.
Okay. So I asked students that all the time and I'm like, name me a match of this person's that you can remember or name me a moment of this person's career that you can remember. And a lot of times they're like, well, like when he broke his leg, I'm like, that's not one you want to remember
Right.
or like be
Right.
known for,
Yeah.
and so with Rikishi, I'm not saying that he doesn't have, obviously he has decades of experience and knowledge. Um, but if you are hoping to be a big fat guy that can stick your ass in somebody's face and work the way that he did, I mean, what else do you really expect him to show you
Hmm.
and teach you?
Yeah.
He's just going to teach you all this Samoan yeet bullshit crap that they all just share amongst themselves
Yeah.
because most of them lack any real talent. That's
Well,
why there's so many of them, and there's so many just family handouts.
Yeah.
I mean, why else do you think that school even had a school? I mean, do you really think Rikishi was getting in there in the ring every day, training these
No,
kids?
he
Like,
wasn't. And in
he
fact,
wasn't even there.
right, I'm going to tell you, Paul. So again, from Doug, straight from Douglas Mallow, who's joined us on Masterclass. I want you to meet Doug. Maybe come
I'd
back in a
like to. I'd
couple of
like to.
weeks.
The only guy in that building with balls.
Yep. And he was telling me, he goes, Knox Pro was very cult-like. They didn't like you working outside of the
Nope.
company. And also, I found out from one of their wrestlers. I said because they'd approached us and they said, "Well, what's your fee? How much you guys going to
Like
charge?"
10 grand to go through their wrestling school.
No, but check this out. Check this out, Paul. So this guy told me, he goes, "No, they don't even pay me for the shows we put on because I'm a student." They weren't even paying their students
Oh,
anything
they're a
from the
bunch of carny fucks.
Yeah, yeah,
They're Samoan carny fucks. And I'm not saying, hey, if you're from Samoa, you're a thief and a shifty individual. Um, I'm I'm much more inclined to go hang out with the Maori people than I ever would the Samoan people. That's just based off of my own experience,
yeah,
right? Remind you, one half of Douche and Domino, the one that I said douche, he's Samoan, right? He's one of Snuka's offshoot kids that he probably doesn't even remember he had. Um, he himself had a bunch of kids that he didn't look out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like he couldn't even look after the Undertaker enough to catch him on that dive
Oh
as a
yeah,
cameraman. So like, I just don't have good experiences with Samoan people personally.
yeah,
Uh, I'm not saying any. That's just me. You know, what I
yeah.
mean? I would
That's
love
you.
to meet more Samoan. I've had incredible experiences with Maori people. They're beautiful.
Yeah,
But in terms of just my experiences with Samoans, especially in like wrestling, just all very selfish and
yeah.
I don't know. So like that doesn't surprise me at all
Mhm.
about Knox Pro. In research, it would be like you know, from what I gather, I knew about the like they don't want you wrestling other companies. If you book outside, then like we'll kick you out.
Yeah.
Uh, there's 3 tiers to the training where it's like beginners, it's like a year long. You have to pay like 5 or 6 grand or
Right.
4 grand, and then we'll move you up to the intermediate, and
Yeah.
then you got to pay another like 3 or 4 grand, and then we'll move you up to the
Well,
professionals.
plus
And
Paul, plus
by the time
Paul,
you're done, you've paid like over $10,000 to these pirates. It
plus
shouldn't be Black Pearl. It should be like an ass pirate, because that's what they're doing to you.
yeah.
And so, you know, people are like, oh, well, Miro came out of there, you know, name me a Miro match or whatever, Rusev match. Like, he sucks too.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Very
shit.
true.
He sucks too.
Very true. Yeah.
The only person that's come out of that school that I can think of would be like Jessica Roden or whatever, who's on the climb.
Yeah.
Uh, and she left
Yeah.
because she was like, well, I'm gonna go have my career and
Yeah.
not let
Yeah.
people, you know, be like, well, what booking is this? You owe us a percentage of your money. You know, it's like,
Well, even
no.
so, yeah. So check this out. So I'll just share this before we wrap up this one. So Doug was, yeah, they were suppressing his matches. They weren't putting his matches online or anything like that because they knew he had the it factor. He's got the it factor, right? But they were trying to suppress him just to keep him. I mean, for 2 years, God bless him. You know, Doug never worked anywhere else. For 2 years, he's just
Doug,
been trapped there. That's it.
Doug, we welcome you at Kayfabe Academy. If you want to come train with me, happy to have you come train with me so you can see the immediate difference
Yep.
in the way that I do things. So I'm putting that out there that I'm open to anybody. As
Yep.
long as you don't come and make a disruption and make an ass out of yourself, I'm happy to kick people out.
Yep.
I kicked the cowboy out because he tried to come train with me
X-Mex.
for a
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
Yep, he
Yep.
tried to come train me, so he was out of there. So
Not surprised,
yeah,
but yeah.
negligence, man. That's what I call this entire thing. Is just negligence.
Okay.
People who are too concerned with getting over because they're marks, getting over with the wrong people than they were with protecting the business.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly right. I agree with you right there, Paul. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the likes, share this with your friends and family. Paul will be back we got another episode this week, so make sure you stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you on the next one. God bless.
Subscribe.